yoink. Oh man.
Yes.
Okay. So we had people taking shots at the king, and the king still reigns. We
What
it
can I
is
say?
what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
No,
it is not yet the Joe B era.
no, yeah,
Not
he's.
yet.
I mean, I feel like for 83s for a while, it'll be his era. But yeah, right now it's
100%. Yeah.
just right now. Yeah, I just feel like I'm getting started, man. I finally fell back on track. I think I was thinking about this today. There are no more meets where I'll probably hold back from now on. Like as long as like I stay healthy, because I was like the only thing for Sheffield last year was being healthy. I think if I stay healthy, I think there'd be like I'm PRing every meet from now on, to be honest. So I'm really
Why
excited for that.
um was it fear of being injured that you didn't go all out on this one in terms of the relatively close to Sheffield, or why did you hold back on this one? Do you think? Because you still put up a big performance. It wasn't,
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it was just we wanted to just train through it basically. There was just no point in like because to be honest, we didn't go in expecting to win. Like I was really like after I saw that Rondale dropped out, I was like, oh, second is like should be secured, honestly. Like no matter what. So like the plan to go into the competition wasn't to win. It was just to like take certain numbers. Like I was supposed to double triple 320 in the jam. So we just took it for a single, just to see how it moved, to like gauge and see if it could have been a triple. I would have benched around the same thing, probably like 210 maybe. I would have tried to bench on that day. And then on deadlift, I would have still tried to do 330 for a single. It would have been conventional, but so everything lined up the way it was supposed to. So we just decided to do the competition. And I mean, I guess the reason of going all out, I feel like there was no point also because we're so close. I just don't want to be gassed. I don't think it was an injury thing. It'll take like a week for me to recover, and that's one less week I had going training for Sheffield. And I like to make every week count. So that's really the main reason. It wasn't like we're just gonna hold back just to hold back. It was just a smart choice, and it wasn't like we did enough to win. So I mean, it was going to have fun, have a competition, see how everything felt post World was just a little tune up me.
What what about it leaves you with the impression that no, you know what? I want to start dropping the hammer on these fellas.
Well, you mean in general or just
Well, you're saying no more holding back from here on out. What
oh
what
yeah,
what
yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Because you won anyways.
But well, for Sheffield it's different because I wanna put up the best performance I think I can put up, which is like 880 to 900. Like that's the range. I think top end 900 bad day 880. That's what I'm expecting. So I think that's just like I'm gonna try my all to give it to that 900, and I want to like go RPE 9 to 10 on every lift. I don't want I don't want anyone to be like, oh, well, he had this much left in the tank. I want to be like, oh, well, he probably didn't have anything, maybe 2.5 left. Like I want to like empty the tank at that competition just because I wanted to do that last year and I couldn't. So this is the year to do it. And then after that, it's Worlds. And if let's say I don't hit 900, I'm gonna try for 900 at that competition at
No
Worlds.
shit.
And yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna blow it up, bro. I'm just gonna blow it up. I'm ready to hit this number, man. Like it's in my head, and I know like it might seem like I don't think I'm 100% there. If I had to be like 100% honest, I'd say I was within the 885 to 895 range. Just because I haven't pulled sumo in training for a while. Like my first time was at the competition, and so like I've had like what 3 weeks of it, but everything else feels pretty good. Like I'm looking to put up something crazy at the end of this block. So it's just the training and just getting. I just want to get stronger at this point and start pushing because I was at that 850 barrier for so long, and now I've like tasted above it again. And now I'm like, oh, that was easier. The 858 was easier than the 851 by far to me. It felt easier. It felt more natural. So like I just can't wait to see how far I can actually go and push it.
I'm telling you, um, the dogged pursuit of that big round number. Remember everyone dying about 800, and you know this, and or Ray Williams squatting 1,000 when Joe B hit 900 as an 83, and that was just last year. Everybody 900, 900, 900. When you throw it out there and like whatever you while chasing 900, if you have a performance below 900, it's going to be something crazy.
Hmm.
It's going to be something nobody else has ever done. It's going to be a world record. You're going to be alone on an island. Nobody else is there with you because no one else is going to be touching the numbers you're touching as a 74. And you're
Hmm.
probably going to retain your, if you're doing this, you're going to be retaining being pound for pound king. So it's it, I know the drawback. Mighty Mouse was one of the best pound for pound MMA fighters of all time. Someone one time was sharing a bus with him and said, "You're so talented, but nobody knows who you are. You're not selling." And you know what it is? Because you're not saying enough, being bold enough. And then Mighty Mouse said, "Well, what if I say all these things and then I lose and I don't achieve these things?" Now you're not in danger of losing, but in terms of use, the only drawback would be, what if I say 900, I shoot for 900 and I miss 900, and now people got something to throw in my face. And I keep saying 900, I keep chasing 900 all of 2026. And I would tell you what the other guy told Mighty Mouse is, they'll always have something to say.
Always.
If you want to talk shit, you'll find something. But
Hmm.
you're going to gain far more attention and far more people will be brought along for your journey as you
Hmm.
chase 900. And then when you hit it, like the 800, I don't got to tell you, the 800-kilo race, if you build it so people along with the journey, he did it. He hit
Hmm.
900. And then when it's done, it's a much bigger deal than if nobody hyped 800 kilos of 74. We did tons of podcasts and we hyped the shit out of it. But if nobody did, it wouldn't have been nearly as significant. Even to the point of, we'll talk about everyone else, we'll talk about your experience at Avancus and everyone else's as well. But Wasker, who was there, everyone knew Wasker when he was at the Worlds wanted to hit the Sheffield cutoff. And he
Hmm.
threw it out there in advance. Not enough to win. I need the Sheffield. I need the Sheffield qualifying total. I got to make the Sheffield. And when he hit that number, it didn't mean nothing the rest of the world. 637 and a half. What does that mean? You want why that number meant so much when he hit it, and we all knew because he threw it out there on podcasts. He
Hmm.
said he wanted it and literally brought him to tears. And people ran on the platform. His family celebrated with him at PA Nats because he hit it unofficially there. So we knew it was possible. I could do
Hmm.
this. So then we brought it to Worlds and hit it at Worlds. He brought him to tears again. He goes, "I'm going to Sheffield. It's going to happen." Make it big. Make it big. But here's
Yeah.
the caveat. To make it big, you got to accept the fact that, and to make it big, you got to speak it in existence, why it's
Hmm.
important to you, why it's important to the sport, why it's important to your legacy. But here's the tough part. You got to accept the fact that if you don't hit it at Sheffield, you don't hit Worlds, people are going to be, oh, full can see.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You can't worry about it.
No, yeah.
You know?
I mean, 'cause in my head, it's like I always shoot for. I say I shoot for the stars, and wherever I land, wherever I land. But it's like I've accepted if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that I'm any less as a lifter or my legacy is diminished any because like it's still like anywhere near that is still crazy in any way,
Yeah.
form or fashion. It's just something that's gonna be crazy no matter what. So that's what I'm shooting for. If it's there, it's there. If I have to be a little bit more, because we all know like it's easy to go and hit big numbers at competitions where no one's at. But when there is high stakes like Sheffield, if I need to take 5 kilos less because I know I need to take 5 kilos less to win, that's what I'm going to do if it comes down to
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
like
dude,
I
the
got
Sheffield bag. Come on, man. Nobody's.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
Get
not
your
like
money, man.
I'm
Get your
I'm
money.
I'm trying to get the money no matter what. It's definitely more of that than putting it on the line and risking it for a total. Because like I always said, this is what I do for a living. So it's like I have to make sure I get money where I can get the money. But I'm still gonna shoot for it. That's the goal. Because I mean, like I'm not saying I'm gonna win easily. So like I still got people like Anthony who's gonna be really good. We got Joe who's really good. We got the 93s are always progressing at a random rate. So it's just like I'm not going into it expecting to win. I'm just going in expecting to hit that total for me. That's my thought process on it. And if I don't, I mean, I don't, but I still think, like I said, I think 880 is like bottom range.
Mm. No, I mean, whatever. Yeah, like sometimes you got to be bold to get any kind of attention. You got to be bold to and have any kind of lasting impression on people. Everyone's going to remember it if you throw it out there.
Hmm.
Like Julius Maddox has been trying to bench press 800 pounds. He was chasing that forever, and he didn't hit 800 pounds, man. but everybody knew about 800 pounds. He had 800 pound, like 800, like on his shirt and whatever. Who cares? He chased it. If it wasn't him, who else was going to chase it though? Who else? It's one of those deals where like, yeah, I'm saying 900, but who else is who's pursuing this? Who else
Hmm.
is close enough to say this? I got to. I'm gonna jump for it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
like it's a because it's hard because we don't want the oh he has no competition thing. So I think it's always trying to shoot for something more because I get like no one's really near the 850 mark right now. They're getting close, they're inching up. But no one's at that point right now, like on paper. So therefore I'm like, there's nobody I can like there's no one I'm chasing at this point. There's no one in the weight class that I can chase at this point. So the main goal is just finding another motivation and something to talk about to give hope to the people like, oh, can he do it? Can he not do it? I don't think he can do it. Well, I do think he can do it. Have you seen his training? Like it's just something for more people to talk about. And it's a goal that I needed to set for myself instead of being the number 174, if that makes sense.
100%. Not only that, world records will get broken every few
Mhm.
months. Everyone remembers the barriers and in the race
Mhm.
too. Everyone will always remember the race to 800. Everyone will always remember like certain like the when Joey B crossed the line for
Mhm.
983. Everyone remembers these things. The world records are continuously false. So if you're the first, especially things how you were in the race for 800 and
Mhm.
you're the guy who's now in the race for 900. Usually you think there would be a generational gap there because that's a big
Yeah.
that usually
Right.
you would expect that. So
Yeah.
it's cool to be like, I was in the race at 800. I hadn't hit my prime yet, but I was in that race.
Mhm.
And God bless, Taylor went first. He was in his prime at that point. I hit my prime afterwards, and I set my sights on 900 right off the bat. Let's go. And now I'm kind of jogging by myself here. Jogging's more like racing by myself here,
Mhm.
but whatever. Be that guy and be the first to cross 900. It's a cool story, man. From
Mhm.
800 to 900 is a very cool story. And then eventually, whatever, as time goes
Yeah.
by, we'll see where else gets there. But I love it. I think I support it. If you show up at a local meet, ruin everybody's day and hit hit 900, people be like, "The fuck is this guy doing here?" But wherever 900 falls, all that matters. Like, what are they gonna say? You've won everything. What are they going to say in terms of like you're the reigning world champs? It's not like you're dodging worlds or tough. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you do it. Just keep doing it. Have fun.
Mhm. Yeah, that's
You
the
know,
main goal. I just want to go to Sheffield, dude. My main thing right now is just wanting to have fun because that's what I want to do at Advances. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. But I just want to have fun in the competition because like half of the competition was like fun at Worlds just because like I really wasn't like listening to like music like that. I was just chilling. I was talking to Joe most of the time, and it was just nice just to talk to people and just like have fun on the platform. Um, but for Sheffield, I want it to be the exact same thing. Like I want that for the whole competition though. Like I want to, me and my wife just talk about random things while she's handling me. So I want it to be just a natural fun time.
do you think so? Was this? I probably asked before. Was this how you were before? Like loose before a comp, keeping it light?
I've never been like that. That's what I want now, though. Like, that's what I'm searching for. I just talked to my dad about this yesterday. I was like, yeah, for 14 years I've been lifting. Like I've always went into a competition angry, like there's something I think about to make me upset or I go about it that way. And for the first time I actually went in the competition and talked and had fun. It was light and it was nice and I did really good as well. So like I just want to try to go more towards that if I can. But I mean, if I need to go in and get angry, I mean, that's easy to do. Like I can tap into that at any moment. But I just want to try something different, Like I never had fun at competitions. It's always been like get the business done, business trip type thing. I want to like go out
Mm.
there and feel good and be light and have fun.
Do you think? Um, would it change if you have comp there, direct comp there? Like, would you if you pop in the music and all of a sudden you hit not necessarily angry, but just hyped might
Hmm.
be it. And then all of a sudden you're like, no, I'm not talking. I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk right now. Don't talk to me around. I'm in the zone. Would it
No,
be
yeah, definitely. If I needed to lock in like that, and I'm like, all right, yeah. If it's like direct, and I have to, like, if it's like a day where I feel like I need it, then yeah, 100%. I would have to just lock into that. But I want to try not to, and be able to just have fun and think of it. Because sometimes I don't even think. I just like flow through the meets and competitions, man. Like
Mm.
usually it's just like it's a blur. It's literally always a blur. Like even when I was in college, I'll come off the platform and be like, I just feel like everything was black. Like I just hit it and then that's it. And then the competition's over. Like it's always a blur. Like I want to go through it and experience the things. And it was kind of halfway like that at Avances. It was kind of like I was talking to my wife during in between lifts instead of like during like certain lifts. Like bench, I guess I was talking a little bit.
Better not be during. Halfway through your third attempt, like, babe, hang on a second here. Was that TV show we watched? And you're like, no. You're like,
Listen, that's
babe,
that's
no, Pascal. It was Pedro Pascal. Sorry. Anyways, sorry. Go.
No,
Yes.
literally, that's us in the back. We'll just be talking about something, and I was like, because my mom was watching Amara, and we were like, I was like, oh, how's Amara doing? She was like, oh, she's good, and we just talked about like literally random stuff, where we'll make like office references and then talk about the episode and stuff together. Like it's just so random, and I love joking around with her all the time. So I want to do more of that, and I'm excited because I think that was like one of the first times she's like been back there. So I can't wait for it again at Sheffield because it'll just be even more fun.
Do you think, like, so you don't have adrenaline? Do you have adrenaline in your body, or you do, but you're operating a level where it's just far more controlled because you still have like obviously a lot of weight. There's a lot of people watching the entire community.
It depends. I say mainly I probably have an adrenaline dump on deadlift all the time. That's why my deadlifts always look smoother and everything. And at comps is because of the adrenaline flow. Because it's the end of the meet. Like it's either we're shooting for something or we're fighting for something. So we just gotta lock in no matter what. But I'd say on bench, no, and on squat, maybe it depends. If I like, it depends if I've had a bad squat prep and I'm worried about what I'm gonna hit.
Mm.
And I'm like, will I get this? Or I know I'm gonna get this, but it's gonna be actually some work. And then I feel the adrenaline kicking in. But if it was like at advances when I squatted, there was no adrenaline on that squat. I was like, this is gonna be easy. Like I could have tripled this because I was joking about that before I even squatted. I was like, Joe, I mean, what if I just go out there and just triple 320? Let's take 320 on the second, triple it, and then come back out and hit it for a single the next one. And he was like,
God,
we're not doing that.
no, no, I'm gonna do crazy. I'm gonna do crazy. What do you think though? To a certain extent, it is there's something special about being at an event and you feel a little anxiety, and then the
Mhm.
adrenaline comes, and you're like, oh shit, okay, this means something. I feel
Mhm.
I'm in. This is something here, and it's like anxiety is not a good feeling, but at the same time, it's a signal that you're in something. And if it's a sport performance or whatever, um, it there's something special about feeling that, and you're like, we're in the mix now.
The
This
the
is oh god.
the last time I felt that was definitely my first 317 and a half squat at PA Nats. Like I was like I had to like I was like I'm so nervous right now. I'm so nervous right now and I'm like I had the anxiety and I was just like I was like you just have to control it. I was like just take it in. It's like your body's in that fight or flight mode. It's like
Mm.
it gets you in that well can I do it or yes I can do it. And I was like just accept it. It's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be hard. You have to accept that. It's just gonna be you have to just fight through it. And it's good. You haven't felt like this in a while, but this is the time you got to just put your foot down and do it. This is what you've been waiting for. This is your chance to finally do it. Because I never take heavier weights in training than I do in the comp. So this is my first time ever taking this weight. And it's just like you just have to take that anxiety and that scaredness that you get when you're looking at it and just being like, it's still you no matter what. It's like you going up there, nothing's changing. You can be afraid of it, you can be not afraid of it. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. So you might as well just give it your all.
I've equated it to so you can be having conversations, etc., and you're very much aware. I've had other moments back when I was doing like some television gigs and before I went on, and it was live and it was like a mass audience, and this is like the first round of Cannes Got Talent. There's a million people that watch this, so it's like it could go seriously sideways or whatever the shit. But the point is, I remember the anxiety level was so high, um, that every second felt like it was lasting forever. You're like, holy shit, if I could just get through this day, if I could just get through this minute, if I can just get through this. And then this next minute, and then like the anxiety levels are so high because like you could literally be famous for all the wrong reasons if this goes sideways on you. And especially with that many eyeballs. And I was actually on a reality TV show as a cast member, and I knew like it was the same broadcast. If this went well, I ended up on America's Got Talent, and all these other doors opened up. But if it went sideways, I don't know what's going to happen. So, anyways, the anxiety level is crazy, and there was times where I was like, the anxiety is weird. There at times I could close my eyes and like feel myself there. Like you're so present, you're hyper present. You're literally every second is a it's insane. It's like a minute moves so fast, right?
Mhm.
Turn on a boiling hot pan and put your hand on it for just a minute. It'll feel like a lifetime. A
Mhm.
second will feel like forever. And but also at the same, I'm so present the whole nine. And I also told myself day to day days just fall off the calendar, but that day felt like it lasted forever. And if
Mhm.
every single day I was that hyper focused present, I swear to God, by the time I'm 80, I'll feel like I was a vampire that lived centuries because that day lasts forever.
Yeah.
And it's you hate it and love it at the same time. Because when it went well, like I got three yeses from the judge, like the judges and standing ovation and the whole nine. I'm like, the relief is incredible
Mhm.
due to the anxiety though. And if there was no, it's what is that? Something about like no risk, no gain or whatever. But
Mhm.
um when you feel like that, you're like, holy shit, oh my God, and it's ratcheted up. And sometimes, and then you get on the other side of it, and it's a success. That success feels, my dude, you couldn't fit my head through a door on the way out. I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, and like friends and family are calling and the whole night, everything's crazy. But you're like, oh, I can't believe I accomplished it. I can't believe I did that. I
Yeah.
can't believe, like, I can't believe. And and you start questioning, like, holy shit, how many people are going to be able to stand something like that? Stay in the pocket, even though you're feeling that. Stay in the pocket.
Mhm.
If you can do that, what does that say? That's why you have to do it. Yes, you can. Another second, another minute. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's time. They're telling you it's time. You're getting called to stage. You hop out there, and it's still you, to your point. Hang in the
Mhm.
pocket, get it done. And if it works, and yes, if it goes sideways, yes, just like I was telling you, if it goes sideways for you, but if it doesn't, and it happens, you're like, that's why I'm the fucking guy on the stage right now.
Mhm.
That's why it's me. That's
It
right.
reminds it
That's
reminds you. Yeah.
yeah, you're like, okay, that's right. So that's why um when it comes, I started telling myself, like, don't be scared. This is good. This is what you
Mhm.
want. And
Yes,
same for
exactly.
you at some point when it comes to you, you're like, now I'm gonna prove why I'm special. Yes, I
Mhm.
feel it. That's right. I feel the anxiety, I feel it all. But
I see
now
what
I
they I
prove
see
why
what
I'm
everyone else
special.
is telling me now. That's how it is. That's exactly the feeling I got after Avances. Like, cause I needed like I'll lay this is we're talking about it, and then like we can talk about it when we come up to it because it's so much. That was a good competition mentally for me. I will say that.
Is that right? Okay. Well, let's get into advances. And we could talk about everyone else and talk about, well,
Mhm.
let's talk about it then. Let's walk into it. You show up. How's the vibe first off? You see everybody there. It's kind of like some of these other money meets, the prime
Mhm.
time. It's a lot of familiar faces. I'm
Mhm.
assuming. How was it for you?
So it's weird because I think I've talked about this, but I actually got in the night before. We got in at like 9:30 at night to Houston. So we drove 3 hours. I drove 3 hours there. And I was like, all right, we're good. We get there. And I'm like, I weigh myself and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm like 74 right now. Because I didn't try to cut. Dude, I was supposed to weigh in over and everything. We're like, let's try to weigh between like 74.7 and 74.5. Like, let's try to, if we can get there, that's good. If we can't, like, we'll be good. But if we want to like be in good placement between first and second, we have to like at least weigh that. And I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. And we get there and I'm like at weight. I'm 74.00 and I'm like, well, I can eat something tonight. So I order Chick-fil-A and I eat that before.
Yeah, nice,
Um,
good
and
choice.
then yeah, and then next morning I have to be at the venue at 8 a.m. because I wasn't there to take photos and do videos and stuff like that. So I had to go in the day of the competition, the next day at 8 a.m. Um, so got there, I checked the venue out. They showed me like how everything was. Like Sheffield does a good job at that too. Like they ask the athletes if they want to go and see the venue and like go out on the stage. And so I went out there and I did that whenever I was there just to get a glance like, oh, this is what it's going to be looking like. This is the platform. This is where we have to walk out from. How far is the walk? Learning it all. So that was good. And
And
then the next,
oh,
go ahead.
with that, let me hang in there for one sec. Every now and then I might stop you for some follow up questions. But how is that part of your mental prep? Because I know like not just Matt Gary, but Matt Gary loves, yeah, worlds. He don't give a shit if you're in 15th nomination. He's like, I'm gonna take you out to the platform before him, before it gets crazy. I want you grab the bar, put the bar on your back, feel that gnarling, go
Yeah.
walk that stage. It's just so it does that help mental prep wise for you to go out there and get your surroundings?
To be honest, I didn't think about it that much that if it helped or hurt it until Matt Gary made me do it at Worlds back in Lithuania. So
Mm.
after then, like every competition I've done, that's what I do now, which has been I think two or three by now. But yeah, I go out and I just want to now. It's just a thing, just like, oh, I might as well because it's right. Like at least whenever I go out there for the first time, whenever it's time to compete. I won't be like, oh, this is what everything looks like. Like I already know it's fine. I know a whole bunch of people are going to be out there. I don't look in the crowd anyway. Whenever I go, I just look directly at the bar, so it really doesn't matter to me. But it's good to like just be aware, like, oh, this is how far the walk is, or whenever wherever the judges are going to be sitting, like I know where to look at him if it's left or right, and um. Just getting on and feeling like if the carpet feels good, if it doesn't feel good to me, I'm like, oh, what shoes do I need to wear? Do I need to? Because I always bring two pair of shoes.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, all right, like you get a feel of everything, get a like a just a vibe on it, and I like that, and I appreciate Matt Gary for showing that to me. I think it does help more than hurt, especially once you know about it.
There's no question familiarity is what also alleviates a little bit of stress. And I know even if it's a venue and you're just going to go right afterwards to lift, so it's only once extra is better than no extra before you go out there
Hmm.
and compete. So I like that. Okay, sorry, keep going. So you walked out there, you got your feel for it.
Yeah. So that was the morning, and then the next day it was good to see like familiar faces. I warmed up on a rack with Jamar. And I don't know who else, but I know Jamar was there because I was like, God dang, this man squats a lot. So that's that's
Yeah,
the
that's a
main
fact.
reason
That's a
I
fact.
know about him. But no, yeah, it was good. People that I didn't know there, people that I did know there. But the vibe, I knew Joey B was there. He was there, and he didn't let me get in the building before he was talking that smack, bro. Joe's a talker,
Really?
bro.
What
Joe's
was
a
he
talker,
saying?
bro. Joe's a talker, bro. Oh my God.
Is he really?
I think he was trying to throw me off my game a little bit, bro. And I was like, this isn't gonna work with me. But you're not rattling me, big dog. I mean, he was like, oh, bro, you gotta actually try today so I can give you this L. And I was like, like I'm not really trying. And he was like, well, I'm gonna win. I'm like, yeah, well, I hope you would win because I'm not trying today, so it's fine. Like I know, like in my head, I'm thinking Joe's like hitting 9:15. That would be great. Excited for him. So I'm like, there's no way, no reason to try to touch him or whatever. And I know he was going all out because I thought he was going to be competing with Ade anyway. So I didn't know, just like everyone to the day of, that Ade was going to weigh in over. But yeah, he was just saying that he was like, you don't want to take two L's, you don't want to lose here and lose at Sheffield. And I was like,
Oh,
oh.
man, he really is about that, huh?
No, yeah, he's about that action. So I was just like, all right. And that's the point when I was like, Joe said. He's talking, man. I was like, we just gotta go in today. But they were like, oh my God. And Sid was like, oh, so you're just gonna put headphones in now? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put headphones in now. And so like this whole time I was just vibed, locked in, taking everything seriously. But I say it was like one of the best meets I felt. Like I haven't felt that good since I hit 851. Like I was like, dude, when I say I was locked in, I was like, everything's gonna move easy at this point. Because I didn't know how fast 320 would move. I didn't know what I was gonna bench. I think so. The plan was we stuck to the plan originally. We didn't change a thing.
Mm,
Like that number was either gonna get us first, second, or third. That's all we were shooting for. Like I said, so we ended up weighing in less, so that was good. So we had like the formula on low body weight. So we weighed in under 74. We could break American records. And so
mm.
boom, that was there. That gave it to us because we didn't think we were gonna be able to do that. And I didn't have to cut weight either. So it was just like It was literally like a training day because on that day it would have been my primary bench and deadlift day. No, my primary squat day. So I would have squatted a lot anyway on that day. So everything felt natural. I was feeling good. Squats were going, and then I I see Joe squat in the warm-up room because he's like diagonal from me. So I'm like, it's four platforms. I'm on the left back and Joe's in the front right. And I'm like, we're squatting, and I take my last warm up, or like I'm taking the last warm up, and I'm gonna hit it, and I look at Joe, and Joe's taking his, I guess it was his last, now that I know it, and I was like, damn, that was kind of slow. I was like, I was like, he might not have it today. Like, 'cause I have like, you always know, I put above and beyond on my opponent, so I'm thinking like Joe's gonna squat like freaking 10 kilo PR on squat, 5 kilo on bench, like 10 to 15 on deadlift. I'm like, bro's about to put up like, bro's about to out total the 83s right now. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, the 93s in my head right now. And I was like, oh, okay, like we might actually can win. I was like, oh, we might actually can win. So we go on to squat's feeling good as always. And it was just, it was nice, dude. Like Avances had a good setup. There was a very well ran meet, well organized meet. Couldn't ask for more. Shout out Mo. Mo did great. But yeah, squat was easy, bro. 320, that was the easiest 320 of my life. I swear I could have taken that for like a set of five, dude. Like that, I literally say I think I had at least 10 to 15 kilos left in the tank. Comfortably, I'm thinking like 12 and a half. Like,
Well, I mean, he moved very smoothly. And to your point, so are you paying attention to, just out of curiosity sake, not necessarily competition sake, but are you paying attention to, for instance, Jamar was on the same platform? Did you see him squatting 800 for the first time as a 93? Did you see? Are you seeing like Nanzo or Joe B? Or are you watching these at the same time or no?
yeah, actually I am. I'm actually, this is one of the first competitions I actually was just watching the competition as well because I was like, oh, like how fast is everyone's stuff is moving. Um, Trying to check and see like how far I was behind and like when I needed to go because I was like really like ready to go in every moment because I train very, very fast. Like
Mm.
I'll get done with sets quick. So like I'm never worried about like a worlds. If I had like a five lifter flight, I'd be fine. Like that would be perfect for me, honestly. I would feel better because I feel like I cool down too much and I rest too much whenever I'm in the back. I'd rather just go ahead and just do it. Like I do sets like I take maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes in between sets sometimes, maybe even shorter than that. I might just go back to back. I might just load the weight and then just go again. So like
Well,
I love a fast paced competition. So I was just like looking, saying like, oh, okay, well, I guess I wouldn't see Jamar squat because he would always squat after me. I did see Jamar deadlift because he basically went always before me. Like as I was waiting out there, usually I'm like locked in and I have like either my eyes closed or I'm just like not focused on the lifter. But I was actually watching them as I was going, and yeah, I watched Joe's like all of his lifts, of course, because he was like the main competition. I was looking at Ade because I just love the 83s, love to watch them. I didn't get to see Nanzo's deadlift um, because I was
yeah, of all the
celebrating, I think. Yeah. I didn't even think about it because I was just so hype about hitting 330 because I didn't know what I was going to hit that day because I had switched to sumo. But
and
no,
what made, actually, we'll put a pause. We'll talk
yeah.
about deadlifts. Never mind. Keep going. I was gonna ask you about the deadlifts. We'll talk about that in a bit.
But no, yeah, I was trying to keep an eye on everyone, and I would go and watch every once in a while. But that was really good, and like Angela was there. I love competing with Angela. So I was like, I was watching like my main lifters and stuff like that, or I would just listen to music and just sit back there, and I'm like, am I ready to go? Or I would just look and see how everyone was looking. I was actually in the back, like I was lasered in. I was focused, bro. I was like, how are these people looking? Like, are they having a good competition day? Are they talking to their coach in like a like what are we doing type of way. Like Joe was doing that a lot, and they were like, oh, what number do we need, like trying to calculate and stuff like that. And I'm like, how intense are they getting, like how emotional is he like hype, is he like, does he look a little worried, like what's going on, because I can't hear anything. So I'm just like looking around because I was just listening to music, so it was a good like, I've never been so aware at a competition. So I was literally watching everyone and whatever was going on. Marcellus running around like he always does.
Well, as it turns out, most people had a good lifting day. Big numbers all around. Obviously, Nanzo PR total. Fortino, Ade didn't have an amazing day. but
Hmm.
he was chasing. It is what it is. We'll get into that. So you, in terms of you and Joe B, you guys both hit. You hit 320 relatively smoothly. When you seen his 307 and a half, you're telling yourself you expected more, and you're thinking he might be vulnerable, or
Hmm.
certainly like overall in terms of you taking a
Oh
hit.
yeah, I was just thinking I was like he might not have like 915 because I was dead set on him 915. Like I thought it would be like very hard like it was like the 904 was that he just hit. I thought it would have been like the same hardness or RPE. I thought it would have been the same RPE, but he just hit less. And like after I saw the squat and it wasn't a big squat, I was like, oh, and then like we got to bench and then I saw his bench. He missed his opener and I was like, oh, he's a little bit off today or something. Like, but he said it was like I think his shoe slipped or something, I think he said. But it's just like technical difficulties. And I was like, maybe that messes with him mentally. Maybe he doesn't take his big jumps. Maybe he does, but he took the same jumps he always takes. But um honestly just had him like over like the 220 range on bench as well because his bench always looks phenomenal. Uh, but no, yeah, I mean, I saw that he just on squat. I just saw he wasn't leaps and bounds of head, and I was like, oh, that's just about the same thing that he did at Worlds. I'm thinking like, oh, at this point, he's probably just replicating what he did at Worlds, and I was like, well, I don't have to replicate what I did at Worlds. I can go over it because it doesn't matter because we're not at Worlds. So that wasn't in my mind. Like I was thinking we were gonna hit whatever we are gonna hit on that day anyway. So I thought like, oh well, we should be fine at that point. So at that point, I just chilled out, to be honest, and I was like, I'm gonna just lock in on lifts. And then yeah, we'll talk about it as we go. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
How about bench press? Bench
How
is
about
moving.
how about bench press, man? How about yeah? You tell me how about bench press. Hey, I literally cried on my second deadlift. I was like, it was 202 and a half, and I was like, I haven't benched more than 200 in years, bro. It's felt like decades. It's felt like decades, man. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God. And my wife was like, oh, she was like, I know you really wanted that. I was like, yeah. And then after that, I was like, just put on whatever you want. Because we had 207 and a half was the goal for third, no matter what. Because bench has been going so well in training. And then they just like, oh, well, we have the record like the chip for it. So why not just take a half a
Mm.
kilo more, just in case we might need it for Joe on deadlift or something like that. So they're like, why not just put it on? And so they put the 208 and it flew, man. That was like, I feel like I could have opened up at like 20 205, opened up at 205, and
Oh
then
shit.
it would have been like a really good day, dude. That's the best bench day I've had since my first meet post hernia. I think it was like 2021. I want to say, but that was like a perfect bench day. That's the first day I broke the 400-pound barrier, and I benched 182 and a half. I think that's 407 or 402, something
Mm.
like that. That was the first competition I did that. So I felt phenomenal that day, and it was just as easy as that 208 that I hit. So I was like, I felt like I hit everything. And ever since that day, like in training too, Joe's like, dude, I haven't gave you any critiques on bench. Like you're just in a flow state with it. And I'm like, yeah, I plan on taking something crazy the week before Sheffield, like to peak. Like I feel like I'm taking something absurd.
Well, so what's absurd? Because I don't. I'm interested. Yeah, bench is intriguing me.
To be honest, I want to try to shoot for 220 on bench, like in the gym the week before Sheffield. So that should give us like within 5 kilos less of that. So around the 215 to 220
Mm.
range. It depends on what weight it is as well. If I'm like cutting or if I'm not cutting. If I'm not cutting, then it'll be like probably I'll get a boost out of it maybe. But if I am cutting, it'll probably be around that 215 to 217 and a half range. But no, yeah, I want to try to bench 220, man. I feel like I can bench 220 right now. Like I'm on it.
And at one point, you and Taylor were talking about like race to 500. Now
Mhm.
you'd probably want to. Would this be feasible? You think you had some body weight, and you just did? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
what are we talking here?
I'm thinking like if I go up a weight class, dude, like I don't see why 225 plus isn't there. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if 208 moves how it moves and I put more weight on, the more I gain, the more I bench for sure. That's just how it works for me. So I think being within that like 81 to 83 range So under 83, I think I could bench that 220 plus easily, 225 at least, which is crazy though, right? Because in the world record, like 219
For
for
83.
83s,
Let me take a look.
219, I think Joe benched, right?
Let me. I'll pull this up right now. I mean,
Because
that's freaking crazy. That I mean, it would have to be obviously we're talking three lift. You're gonna have some
yeah,
gentlemen who are doing some crazy shit when it
like I
comes
definitely
to
don't think I can
bench
bench.
only.
I definitely don't think I can bench 220 at Sheffield. I'm not saying that. But I think I could touch and go it in training for sure. It would be like an RP 10, but I
Bench
think.
press 218.5. Owen Hubbard still
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Joe benched 219 here in the US, so it's an American record for sure.
American record. But you, holy smokes, man! If you moved up and took the bench press world record at 83 kilos, damn, man.
Yeah,
Talk about like
I need my daughter to be like, oh, my dad holds a bench world record because I've never held a bench one. I've never held a deadlift as well, but like bench would be crazy. Like I just broke the open American bench record, which I just thought about that today. I was like, wow, I have like the best bench is a 74 for three lift in America. That's crazy. I was like, that's insane. If you would have told me that back when we first had our podcast, I would not
about to
believe.
say, listen, I was about to say, you got to go back to 2019, Taylor, and be like, what's up now, man? If you take that world record bench press at 83 at some point, you got to double. That's crazy. That's
Hmm.
nuts. So, um, yeah, who knows? That'd be freaking in 218.5. Obviously, it's there. You
Hmm.
just got to get to an international competition as an 83, and you could take that world record, man.
Yeah. Just weighing a little heavy, just a tiny bit heavy.
Yeah, it's obviously there. So at during bench press, what point are you telling yourself like you think you got this? Was it already in squat? Was it in bench press?
Oh, I think it was definitely after bench. After bench, I was like, oh, I'm on, dude. I was like, we're flowing. After I hit that last bench, I was like, oh, that's exactly what we needed. And then I looked at the board and I was like, oh, I have like a two, I think I had like a 2 point lead. And I was like, he got a big pull, but he's not gonna make up a 2 point lead on a big pull like that. I was like, I would have to be only pulling like 310 maybe. And I was like, I'm definitely pulling more than 310. And I was like, yeah, I was like, at that point, I was like, I just got to get three lifts. I just got to go out here and lift three times. But before that, like when now we're at that point, yeah, I did end up switching last minute, dude. Like I hadn't pulled sumo for like 3 months at that point. Hadn't touched it.
So why is this? What's going on there? Walk us
So,
through this and tell me how the warm-ups were and everything.
so in my head, I was already kind of like a little hesitant, and I was like, at first I was 100% going sumo, and I knew I could probably do 330. But then a week out, I failed 305. No, I failed 320 in the gym conventional. And so it had bumped me down from 100% I can do it to like 70%.
So why conventional? Was it just the challenge of it?
Yeah, it was just a challenge of it, honestly. Like I
So it
felt
wasn't
good
injury
with it.
related or anything
No,
like that.
no, no, no. Yeah, I just was like flowing with it on the 6 day a week SBD that Joe had given me. And I was like, let's try a block conventional. Like we're doing advances. We might as well just try to see how it goes. If it goes good, we stick with it for Sheffield prep. If it doesn't, we'll just throw it away. And I was feeling good on it until I failed to 320 and I was like, oh, I could have gotten it, but like this is such a heavy weight that I haven't taken before that the bar whip throws me off. I don't know how much slack I need to pull. Like it was just other things that I didn't have to think about on the way to up to that amount. And then I got to that amount and I was like, oh, as now it's like sumo again where I have to think about it and it's a leverage game or whatever. And so like that thought was just in my head going into the day, honestly. I even told Joanne said that I was like, I might pull sumo today just because like I don't know, like I just have some weird noise in my head that conventional might not be enough for today. And at that point, like I said, I was already locked in. I was like, I want to make sure I win this now because Joe's talking that trash. I gotta stand on
And
business now.
I changed
I
my
was like,
mind. Yeah.
I was like, I gotta stand on business now because this man, he talking too much. So,
Yeah.
so basically, I was like, let me just try sumo right now. And they were like, you sure you want to try it? And I was like, yeah, just give me two reds. We'll throw it on. Let me see how I feel, if it feels natural. And then I hit it and I'm like, eh. I was like, it was okay. It wasn't bad at all. Like, I'm just trying to like, I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm just trying to like just pull sumo, just let the body take flow state, just do it. And then Joe's like, just look forward whenever you pull. Cause that was my thing when I was pulling sumo was like, if I look forward, my hips get in the right position. And he says that on as I was taking two reds again, he was like, just look forward and point your toes out a little bit more. And I was like, all right. And I do that, it just clicked. And I was like, all right, put three reds on. And they were like, okay, move good. Put four reds on. I were like, okay, I think you're pulling sumo today. And then after that, they were like, do you want to take something in between or do you want to just jump the five reds? And I was like, nah, I just jumped the five reds. And then I pulled that. And that felt so easy. Felt the lightest I've ever pulled today. And I was like, oh yeah, we're on today. And at that point, like I'm locked in, I'm in the flow state. I'm not talking anymore at this point. No more jokes cracking. I'm not even watching like the competition now. I'm just like, I gotta lock in for all of these pulls because I haven't pulled sumo. So if I mess up one thing, it's either not breaking the
Right.
ground or it's gonna be too forward and it's just I fall forward. So I was like, I just gotta lock in and focus. So at that point, I take whatever. I think my opener was 295, and I was like, well, if my sumo is like 100%, I've pulled 295 easily so many times. Like I've tripled it and like hit it a whole bunch of times. I was like, 295 is nothing to me. And I hit it and I'm like, damn, that was
Mm.
like nothing. I was like, that was nothing. I was like, oh my God. And then I go up and I'm like waiting and I do the thing where I like for some reason I look at the bar and I was like, that's 315. I feel like that's higher than what we planned the second to be. But it wasn't. It was actually the planned second. But in my head, I was like doubting and I was like, dang, 315 is like that's a pretty sizable jump, to be honest. I was like, guys, we do know that this is my first day pulling sumo in a while, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, just do the same thing, try to pull the slack, try to see if it can come off the floor a little bit with the slack pull, and then just shoot. And I was like, oh, that was easy. I was like, that was really easy. And then at that point, oh, also I was thinking whenever I saw the 315, I was like, oh, Joe must have caught back up. I was like, he must be like there. I was like, he must be like either ahead or on my ass right now. And then I was like, all right, so I got to pull this. And then I pulled it, then it was easy. And I was like, all right, okay, we're still on. And then Joe was asking me, he was like, what do you think you can pull today? And he was like, do you think you can pull 337? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I probably could pull 337. And he was like, how sure are you? And I was like, 70% sure. I was like, bro, that's passing, bro. That's above half. Like, we're good. That gambling odds, I'm taking those. I'm
That's a
taking
solid B. That's a solid B right there, is what
Yeah,
that
that's
is.
what I'm saying. I'm like, we got this. I was like, you put it on. It might be a little challenging because I felt myself drifting a little bit forward on the second. So I was like, I might have to like, use some back with it. But I was like, I'll get it though. It hit a little sticking point. And then he was like, we saw Joe's second, and I watched Joe's second, and I was like, oh yeah, he doesn't have 10 more kilos. And I was like, I definitely have 10 more kilos. And so at that point, I was like, all right, whatever they put on is definitely, they know I can hit it and it's enough. So I was like, I'm gonna just go out here and pull this. And yeah, like I didn't even
But
know
you
I hit
didn't know
like,
what it was. You didn't
no,
know it was 330.
I didn't know it was 330, no, not till after. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I was like, I just got to pull it. Doesn't really matter. I mean, like, I know my last one was super easy, and I know he didn't put 20 more kilos on. So I'm like, as long as it's not a 20-kilo jump, I'm I'm chilling. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, bro, that's like barely two. I was like, that's not even, that's like, I was like, that's barely 325. And I was like, oh, wait, that's 330. And I was like, oh, this is about to be so easy. And I was like, oh, I was like, he must have put something crazy on then. And we're just like solidifying first at this point. And then, yeah, it moved. That was like one of the easiest deadlifts I've ever taken as well. That felt easier than the 337.5 that I hit at USAPO Nats. And so I was like, I definitely have like on that day, I definitely think I had 340 at least. Like I had another
Mm.
10 for sure. Like I could say I had another 10, 85, 90%. It would have been chill. I would have been good with that. But yeah, it was good. I didn't expect to hit 858. I didn't do the calculations. I knew what numbers we were hitting like for top ends, but I didn't know what it equaled to. So, I mean, I was happy with that. The best part was definitely the bench PR. 100% the bench PR, bro. I didn't care about anything
Well,
else.
Well, you hit 858. Joe B still got to go up. Did you watch his final attempt?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I watch it. I'm like, I like can't see a little bit, and they're like, you can come around and like look if you want. So I come around the back of the table and I'm looking, and then like he starts pulling it, and then I see his hips rise, and I was like, oh no, like he won't. I was like, he won't pull it, and then it broke the ground the slightest, and I was like, he'll get it up. Then I was like, then he dropped it, and I was like, yeah, 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 that made no sense. That was it was just I saw his second, and his second definitely wasn't. Like I knew if he had to pull more than 10 kilos, I don't think he would have gotten it. It was so hard for him. And I know he's a grinder, but you can gauge still how much a grinder has left in the tank. And I was like, definitely not 10. I was like, he might have 7.5 because he knows how to grind, but I was like 10? It was a big jump. And I think they went 9. And I was
It
like,
was
yeah.
yeah, he ended up loading. So his second was 377.5 and his last was 386. So yeah, it was
Hmm.
but I mean he's a gamer, went
Hmm.
for it, load up, do what you got to do. And of course like 904, he's still
Oh, it's
improving.
crazy. I told I
Crazy for an
told
83.
I told Joe this. I was like, I feel so bad for Joe because every competition he does that's really good, like I'm always there to overshadow him. Because I was like, when he hit 800, I was telling him, I was like, bro, you did great. And he was like, oh, like, it still wasn't as good as you. But I was like, bro, you're the youngest person to hit 800 at this point. Like, that's really good. Like, I was hyping him up, trying to tell him that was good. And like, I think him hitting 904 is freaking insane. But I hate that I hit the number that I hit. And like, he doesn't get as much of that clout as he should. If I wouldn't have been there, he would have gotten so much more clout, I think. And if Nanzo wouldn't have pulled the fastest heavy deadlift ever.
So like I think Joe B gets a lot of love. Don't worry about that.
Mhm.
Everyone loves Joe B, like especially US Nationals. Holy smokes, did being the
Mhm.
first to hit 900 as an 83, the battle with Taylor, the generational battle that was, and how
Mhm.
stacked the 83s were. He gets love. Don't worry about that. I 100% agree with Nanzo. But you didn't get to see Nanzo, unfortunately. You were busy celebrating, but Frig Nanzo, man, 988 and he's 20 years old. It seems I cannot for the life of me fathom in the first quarter of 2026 this guy doesn't do 1,000 kilos
Oh, 100%.
or 12
100%.
kilos off, which is like a bench attempt more at when
Yeah.
you're a guy that size.
I think he had the 12 more kilos in the deadlift.
Yeah. You could spread when you're already at like damn near 1,000 kilos, you could find 12 kilos spread over three lifts like it is nothing. Like putting butter on toast, man. That is,
I
he's
wish.
already right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
1,000 kilos
crazy.
at
Like
20.
I did talk to him though. That was the first time I ever talked to Nonzo. He was really cool. He was asking me about like things to do in Austin and stuff like that. And he was really funny guy, really cool. He wanted to train with me as well before the competition, but like I said, we got there the night before. Like my wife had a class, so I couldn't go. But yeah, I wish I would have gotten a lift in with him because that would have been like he seems like a cool person to train with.
Man, he was making little tapes of content with Russ and like
Mhm.
I seen those fellas. Who was with Nonzo? Did he bring people with him?
Yeah, he brought two people. I don't remember their names, but yeah, he brought some people with him.
Yeah. I can't I want to say like Nathaniel might have been with them Messiah, but I'm
Oh,
not sure. I might
oh,
be making that up.
not there, not at the competition. No, I don't know if Nathaniel was in Houston at that time though. I know Nabil was there. I talked to him a good amount. Who else was there? Who else was there? Oh, Bob. I saw Bob. I haven't talked to Bob since like one of the first Avancus shoots we did together. Like, so it's been like almost a year, I think, since I've seen Bob. So I
Speaking
chopped it up with Bob.
speaking of a G, my man just dropped a G in at the gym. It's gym
Hmm.
lifts, but he did a G. And Rondell had to pull out of Avances because of like a serious injury.
Hmm.
Serious injury that I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on now. He had a world record bench press at North American Bench Press
Oh yeah.
Championships. God bless. I can't believe finally Rondell's hitting like open world records and shit. And like it's it
Hmm.
the drought is over. He's at an IPF meet, an international IPF meet, and he's breaking world records. Thank God. Took long
Yes.
enough, but here we are. Even if it's like, it's bench only, it's not the three lift, who cares? Whatever. We got Rondell back.
Yeah, his name's in there. His
If
name's in there. That's all that matters.
but he's compromised, unfortunately. And I hope at SPD Austin we see Rondell versus Bob and they
Mm-hmm.
clash. But this is a seriously diminished Rondell right now. And Bob is flying high. He hit a G and he's
No,
got
yeah,
plenty of time left.
I definitely talked to him about it. He's ready, bro. I can't wait to see. I can't
Is
wait to
it?
watch. I can't wait to watch it, bro. He said he can't wait to go out there and kill it. So I'm excited to see that, bro. That's like I keep talking to my wife about it. I'm like I can't. I literally cannot wait for because I haven't been to a meet and be able to just watch. It's always been like I compete and then I go home, or like I get to watch it before, but it's like I can't get too hyped because I have to compete the next
Right.
day or the day after. But this is a competition I get to sit down, watch, enjoy it, take it all in, have fun, talk to people. It's gonna be a good time. I can't wait. I get to see you too, right? You're gonna be there, right? Yeah. You commentating?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. I'm commentating. I'll be hanging out. Dude, if Bob does over at G, if Rondell's there, I mean, this, oh God. I just hopefully Rondell's all right. Hopefully he could hold it together. He's the big what if. And finally the ban is off. He's doing international meets. And if something freaking gets in the way of Rondell fulfilling his destiny of becoming a world champ, now of all times, how could this happen?
How
The,
could you do this to us? How could this
this
happen?
would be the biggest what if of all time. But so far, Rondell has not pulled out of SPD Austin. But I'm telling you, my man, if Rondell lifts, he ain't doing a 10:45. He's going to be much closer to a G. And we already know Bobby Boy's a G. What are we doing here? This is blink. This is you can't get up to go to the washroom. You got to lock in and watch this. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
All eyes on Rondell competing because if he does, they're going to be neck and neck.
hmm No, yeah, I can't wait. And I also can't wait to see Jesus. I feel like Jesus might go over his world record.
So here's the thing. Yeah, his I've been paying everyone's paying attention to his deadlifts. Starting to get cleaned up again. He get he, there's we focus and hyper focus on Jesus's knees now. And they don't have to be like insane locked to some crazy. I've said this before. I got a theory on it. I agree there are times when they lock unlock. I think they always lock unlock, but I think it's apparent first off it's coming storyline. So we hyper focus on this man is got the most hyper focused knees in the world at this point.
Mhm.
Nobody pays attention to anybody's knees like the world of powerlifting pays attention to Jesus's knees. God bless. Someone should put sponsorship ads on his knees.
Right.
It's gonna, well, I guess SPD does in a way. They could, but not for deadlifts. Anyways, if he never super locked at the top,
hmm
like he overlocks more than he needs. I see people all the time, particularly like a sumo lift, all the time. They never get more locked than when he unlocks. After he
hmm
unlocks, it would still pass on like a massive amount of sumo pulls I see at the world level all the time. They just never get more locked in that position. So you don't have that direct comparison a second later. The reason why Jesus gets backed into a corner is his knees visibly go way hyper locked and then unlocked. If he
Yeah.
never did the hyper lock and only ever stopped at that second point the whole time, it's not when he's tight, like when he's at the first Sheffield, it's not enough for you to question. You'd be
hmm
fine. He'd be fine. He's a large man. It all looks fine. It's going to pass. He flexes his quads. It's done. But A, he does lock unlock. And B, it's become such a freaking storyline.
hmm
In like whatever, it is what it is. And it got exaggerated. At one point, it shouldn't have passed. So I'm not disagreeing with the lifts that didn't pass. I'm just saying um, some of the lifts that can pass. It's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. But if he hits that
Yeah.
deadlift, my dude,
Mm. I can't wait to watch that, bro. This is the meet that I'm looking forward to. Like I told Pete, best meet of Q3, Q4, most anticipated. I think there's gonna be a lot of people there. I can't wait to watch it. Maybe one day I compete at something like that the other SBD does besides Sheffield. Um, because I just love how they put together meets. So it'll be good, man. I can't wait to see it.
We were talking about Avantis. How was it? Like stage, the stage and the setup and everything looked lovely.
Mhm.
And we are also talking about like crowd. So Mo was talking openly about like the viewership was good. They had a good viewership on
Yeah.
the meet. And the athlete experience you're saying was pretty good, you were saying?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I think the athlete's experience was very well. I think a lot of companies are starting to do more of a pro athlete picks before type deal, which I think is really cool. I think that really makes you feel like a pro athlete showing up before and getting pictures and getting media done, videos, getting your own equipment, customized equipment. Like Avances did the shoes that only the athletes that competed there got. Like they aren't selling them. There's nowhere else. We're the only people on earth that got those shoes. So I think that was really cool, stuff like that. Just they have cards too. They did the cards before, like the trading cards. I think that was really cool. I
Oh,
think
really?
yeah, they did trading cards. I
You got
have
a trading card?
yeah, yeah. You didn't hear about
Dog,
that?
dog. I got to get my hands on some of these cards.
No, yeah. So like they did like random. So it was like mine, Rondell's, Joe's, someone else. There's like a 1% chance pool. Like I think I got like 5, 6 packs and still didn't pull myself not once. The only reason I have my card is because they gave it to me before. So,
Okay,
but
okay.
other than that, though, it's crazy. I think more stuff like that for powerlifting would be good if like Powerlifting America like accepted that as a whole and used it for like different signature series meets, like the one that Will Ball did, something like that. Like I think like those competitions having like cards to collect, that people can be like, oh, I had this one, got this one signed by this person. Sheffield adopting it, maybe. I think that's like a really, really cool thing. But
Mm.
um, like I said, I think the media was good. I think them getting everything prepared, all the communication was very put together. Warm up room was good. The crowd wasn't just huge, but like I don't pay attention to the crowd anyway.
So let's talk about that for a sec. Because Mo was talking about that, how they were trying to. Do we know if they were selling tickets or was it selling tickets or open door?
No, it was they were selling tickets, and it was I think it was I don't know when they started, but it was a few months back. It wasn't like a year long thing. I think it was like probably like 7 months, 8 months, if I'm not mistaken, maybe.
So this is what's interesting. Obviously, Avancis, this is the first meet, and they can make all types of decisions. They're collecting data points, right?
Hmm.
So in terms of a first meet, I mean, did a great job, and
Hmm.
stellar cast and production was good, yada yada. And as you move forward, you're collecting data points. You start pivoting and making decisions. So this is interesting to sell tickets. The only meets I'm like on the IPF side, and no one tested, we might have some, but IPF side, tested side, I believe to a large scale is going to be Sheffield off the top of my melon.
Hmm.
SPD Austin, I believe Open Door. I think the other SPD events were Open Door. Were
No,
they?
they sell tickets for SBD
Are
Austin.
they selling tickets?
Yeah.
So here's
But they're
where
not bad though. They're not expensive though.
okay. So this is where the conversation starts, and it's interesting because in terms of powerlifting, we're somewhat in our the early stages in terms of expanding on like having a gate
Hmm.
and like how much do you sell tickets for? Because I was saying offline before we got on here, I just got back from Paris, and I was working the silent worker meet, and they do open door, and silent worker open door will get around 700 people
Hmm.
packed, standing room only. They'll have like we're talking people up in the rafters almost, like it's nuts. So then and they look to make their money on concessions. They got like Leah's Kitchen, so she's selling like food throughout, and it's almost like an expo throughout the day. They have a normal, like I say normal, like they have powerlifting throughout the day, but throughout the day, all the stars, like all the French stars, etc. They have a photo booth that Penna posts up, Leah posts up, massive lineups. It feels like an expo. They got an SPD booth, a silent worker booth, blah blah blah. So they're making their money elsewhere and have an open door, and it's jarred. And then when you see the footage, also, I'm going to make another post and talk about
Hmm.
silent worker again, but the footage of that crowd is they all had their phones up with the lights on, and it looks like lighters in a rock concert. And when Penna hits the stage and there's 700 people that packed, like I mean, because it was more than seats could hold. The
Hmm.
feeling of it, and when they all start chanting when Penna comes, or they start chanting when one of the like favorites hit the, it's nuts. Um, and then they're all buying T-shirts and all the rest of it. So I'm wondering now. That's no money. Walk off the
Hmm.
street, you got it. The biggest difference I pose. This is a conversation I want to have. I want to get your thoughts on this. Neither one of us really know right now because we're in 5 years,
Hmm.
maybe we will. But the biggest difference I think when you're going to sell a ticket is not should it be $19 or 20? Should it be $9 or 10? The biggest $1 difference is 0 to 1. The
Hmm.
moment you say you have to pay at the door, doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, anything under $10 is pretty much whatever. But the moment you tell me I have to pay, I'm thinking differently. The
Hmm.
moment you tell me, like, whatever, it's free. Yeah, fuck it, I'm coming. If it's in my city, I live in Houston. How much is it? It's free. Yeah, of course I'll come. It's different. I don't care if you tell me anything else. How much is it? Nah, it's a couple bucks. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Let me think about it. Everything
Hmm.
changes as soon as you zero to something. And then after that, to your point, it doesn't mean there's no price point. After that, you have to start thinking, are you price pointing towards Sheffield? Are you price pointing towards like where's the price point? And we don't
Hmm.
have a big history of this knowing. This is all
Yeah.
relatively fresh. So you're
Yeah.
trying things.
I do think that it is like it's a trial and error type thing, but you have to realize too, are people getting how much, like you said, you're paying for? Because I think with Sheffield, like I think it's really good because the environment's really good. They have like all of this, like they have pamphlets, to hand out. They have like it's like a very more organized event. There's VIP tickets where you can meet athletes, and I bet most people buy those first and the other ones because like they want to meet all the athletes and talk to, especially if you're traveling from across the world, you want to do more with it. Like, is there going to be food there? Is not going to be food there? Is food going to be cheap? Like who all is going to be there, how many variety of people are going to be there, are there like all like I feel like when it comes to Sheffield, like 90% of the roster, 100% of powerlifting knows, like it's going to be someone's going to have a favorite athlete, someone's going to want to travel that far to go that place, whether it's Houston, mostly it's American people. There were a few Brits that were there, but like I don't think it justifies a lot of Brits to come over and watch just two Brits, if that makes sense. And especially like maybe the Brits don't know as many American lifters as well. So it's just like I think it also depends on that, like how high value of lifters are you going to bring? What's going to come with it? Are the seats comfortable? Is it in a good place? Is it a well accessible place? Is it cheap to fly into? Like, is there good food there? People care about safety. Like, I think it's just a lot of things. Like you said, I just think they're just gathering data points on it. But for a first time competition, I think they did well. And I don't think to be honest, I feel like I think if they would have promoted longer, it would have helped to hype it up more. If it was like a year ago and they announced it, I think that would have been good. But I think I want to say it was shorter than that. But yeah, I think it's about promotion, honestly. Promotion and the amount of like not the amount of athletes, which athletes you have. Like if
I
Agatha would have been
wonder,
there, I think there would have been more people.
I wonder if um and I don't know, like I'm not a promoter. We're spitballing right now.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they said, all right, let's it's an open door. If it swings it huge, swings it not much, you might as well put tickets on. If they said first event, first two, three events are gonna be open door. Let's paper this place. And then you start charging. Or if there's an in between where it's open door, but we do have some VIP seating in certain places where you have a little extra, where there is the program like we have a program made. We have I don't know some kind of pieces together, backstage meet and greet, whatever the hell it is, and you pay
Mhm.
for those. But the rest of it's open door. I don't know if there's an in between or whatever. It's interesting though. I never fault nobody for trying. You
But
got it. You got, especially when you're this early. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I am saying I'm loving that we're having more meets like this that aren't in gyms. Because I just told Sid this, and I was like, it's crazy. I haven't like done a competition in a gym in so long. Like I don't remember the last time I did like a gym competition, and it's crazy that a lot of these competitions like Silent Worker across the world hosting in auditoriums or buildings where people can sit down. It's not a gym, or like you have Sheffield, you have here you have Rising Tide that 110% does. You have SBD Austin that's done like in a hotel, I think. Like you have like I think it went from like gyms to hotels mainly, but then like whenever there's like actual buildings or stadiums being rented out, I think we're headed in the right direction and I'm loving that. And like I said, I like to harp on Sheffield and now Avances now too, just having like media days before and like flying you there and making sure you have everything and like helping all their lifters get there with a shuttle or something like that. I think like all these things are I never expected powerlifting to get this good when I first started back in 2013. You know, that's not what I expected out of powerlifting.
Oh, no, no, 100%. And I do think, each and every year we'll have more and more people coming into it, like more and more events like this. And Sheffield really made everybody. After Sheffield came, people start, okay, this is the new standard now. We have
Hmm.
to try to meet these kind of standards. Even like IPF World started shifting after that. IPF Worlds has never been the same. The ruckus crowd and everything. And I got to tell
Hmm.
you, you were in Lithuania, people stomping their feet and hooting and hollering and yelling. And like
Hmm.
in Germany, it was freaking packed, man. Right in the 74's got a bronze medal, which is phenomenal at Worlds, but it was standing ovation when he got his medal around his
Hmm.
neck. And like, it was crazy. He's like, I talked to him backstage and he was saying this wasn't the total or I wanted, but I don't give a shit. This was crazy to
Yeah.
win this at my own place. So yeah, the events are getting better and better. I 100% agree. A lot of these the past is behind us, like just holding in a meet in a gym. But it'll be interesting how people decide to move forward. And we're starting to have more and more of these money meets, and hopefully they get spaced out so people like the general public doesn't have to pick and choose. Here's what I
Hmm.
like. Here's what I like. Every month there's a powerlifting meet you could get excited about, there and about. Whether it's in Europe, Silent Worker, over here, October you got Advances, and in November you got SBD, and then well, freaking December I think we're going to relatively take off, and then January we got Sheffield, and then looky we're getting close to like U.S. nationals all over the world and Euros, blah blah blah. We're not waiting super long anymore, but I also don't want if we get a little too much, unfortunately, we end up like untested where we don't have our people clashing necessarily because they're
Hmm.
picking and choosing. Now we'll always have worlds, thank God, and Sheffield's the big monster as well, so we'll have clashes there. But there is like a sweet spot somewhere where there
Yeah, there.
isn't.
I think there needs to be another big competition like that. I guess like it could give it in between, like a in between worlds and an in between Sheffield. Can you okay, like since we're talking, we've already talked about all the major stuff. How does the silent worker stuff work? Is that like teams? Is that what they're doing? Like they do different competitions and like
You
what's
know
up
what
with
it's
that? What is that
interesting.
about?
Okay, all right. So you mean like because I know they were like they did an anime video game thing where they made teams like online they had cards kind of like
Yeah.
Advances kind of was doing, and they're posting teams, and I don't know how they decided to put the teams together, but the teams this is based off of either anime or a video game, man. So this I don't play
Mhm.
video games and I don't watch anime, but
Okay,
certain
okay.
team won, Jern's team, I believe it was Jern's and Coco, and I think if I'm not mistaken, but no, man, Silent Worker as a whole, really, it's just based on GL points and they fly people in and everybody clashes. It's crazy freaking fun.
Yeah. I think
But
that would be cool if there was a series like that, like I guess in the US or in Europe as well, but it was more major. Maybe like Silent Worker will keep growing. And then like 'cause I listen to the You and Pana's Pack podcast, so I know he's like branching out to different countries now at this point. But
yeah,
yeah, I think like if there was like a Silent Worker that was like right below Sheffield and it had like a decent payout as well to the to all athletes, and it was kind of like a we invite only like those top lifters. So I guess kind of like a SBD Austin, something like that, but like a series for it to where it's like, all right, well, these people have to lift, these people have to lift. So it keeps those battles. It keeps like, oh, well, certain people have to do this. They want to be in it. And it's like a consistent thing. I don't know, but I do agree. I think there needs to be like an equal spacing. And there's always like one spot where there really kind of isn't anything. Um, so yeah, I think there should be like one more major international like competition that you can break world records at.
Oh shit. Um, yeah, I mean Europe's got Euros, we got North Americans, but North Americans isn't like Euros. But in terms of silent worker, Henna's vision for almost like a Grand Prix style that like a series that's going to go around the world. Now he's
Hmm.
got one in Ireland, one in Switzerland. France is the big one. And they have like it's freaking powerlifting is so crazy in France. I don't know why they get the crowds they get and the amount of
Hmm.
time you got. Penna's got to wait afterwards. The dude was he left at like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning because he's still taking pictures with people and stuff. It's crazy. They're so powerlifting crazy there. I don't know why it blew up so big. But anyways, if they do, and they're talking about one in Canada, if they start doing silent workers in various spots, I think it'll work. And then they have the finals in France. Now, how that works for it to be a final as opposed to not just another Grand Prix, I don't know. Do you have points? Do you have whatever? You gotta be careful because I feel like USAPL that experiment didn't super work. Just because the first experiment doesn't work doesn't mean it won't. But when you carry over points from meet to meet, I don't know if I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I do like the fact the series, a global series where you jump in, you compete with the silent workers
Well,
close to you, and then the end is in France.
I just say every year take it and take the best competitors from all the big meets. Like you can take it from if you want to, you can take it from everyone's nationals or however you want to do that. Like the points from it, IPF points. You take it from Worlds, you take it from Sheffield, you take it from big competitions at that point, so you don't have to
Mm.
do you don't have to do any other like competitions. Like you count those. So like actually some lifters will be like, oh well, if I want to make it to the silent worker meet, then I know I have to hit X, Y, and Z at this competition or get this place or get this amount of IPF points because they might pass and just use it that way.
That's a good idea. That's
Hannah,
exactly it. Actually,
Hannah, use this.
this is it. Where you could say to qualify for France takes this GL points. To qualify for some of the other ones, take a little. It'll be less. You just lower the bar a little bit, and it increases the importance of silent worker meet in France. Like that's the big one. That's the
Mm-hmm.
hardest one to get into. That's what makes look what Sheffield did. It
Mm-hmm.
turned worlds into a qualifying meet for God's sake, and it's worlds. They just say
Mm-hmm.
we're going to take. You have to be a world champion or this, that, and the other. It doesn't even have to be your meat. You could turn
Mm-hmm.
other people's meats part of your qualification process, to your
Mm-hmm.
point. And then all of a sudden, depending on what meets around the world, you can up or raise or lower the qualification standards you need. And then yeah, it lowers or increases the everyone will know if the one in France at the end of the year is the hardest one to get in, it's the big one. That's all you got to do to how do you increase the
Mm-hmm.
importance of France as one. Well, that's it. That's all. It's the
Yeah.
toughest one to get in. It's the one with all the biggest names. But
Yeah, I think yeah, doing it that way, or doing like a Sheffield where it's like all right, you go to Sheffield, we're taking the top person at Sheffield. They're automatically getting an invite to the new silent worker. You go to Worlds, it's like, all right, we're taking top two IPF points in each weight class, and we're going with that. And then it's like, boom, you have those two competitions that it happened at, use those for a qualifier, and you invite those people, and then boom, it's different almost every year. I mean, someone does good, someone does bad, some people come back, some people don't come back. We know how weight classes go, so. I mean, like I think it would be a good idea, man. I think it'd be a good idea.
can you imagine Penna goes, listen, Sheffield turned Worlds into a qualifier. I'm leveling up and I'm turning Sheffield into a qualifier for
There
Silent.
we go.
People will be
Always
like,
a bigger
yeah, I
fish
don't think
out
that's
there.
gonna work.
Always a bigger fish out there. We got you.
Always. Penda's like, I'm the biggest fish at the end. Pete, Pete and Benjamin Banks like, okay, take it easy. I don't know if that's quite gonna hit like you think it's gonna. Take it easy, buddy. Um, but here's one thing. So while Penny can do this in Europe, and I think there's 100% of market there, and they got tons of connects, and they're gonna kill it. Um, in the US, I think there's room for this if, Advances, obviously SBD is doing this, Advances is doing this. There's room because there's so much talent pool. I don't got to tell you, so much. Angelo just hit 860 and he's still 44 kilos off Joe B. That's insane. 860 is a crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
860 in 2024. Remember when Russ did it at US Nationals? Everyone's like, well, he's gonna cream everybody now.
Mm-hmm.
Year later, I mean, we're 44 kilos behind Joe B. Like everyone's moved so quickly. But my point is, you got guys like Angelo, Ade. Well, Ade's not American, but you got guys like Angelo and all the Americans and like Jamar and all these 93s. Like, look at the 93s. How many freaking American 93s are absolutely phenomenal? And
Mm-hmm.
they're never going to get, only one of them is going to get the Worlds. And then from there, maybe get the Sheffield. So don't worry about Sheffield. So, in terms of these guys need to lift somewhere and they need quality lifting and they deserve quality lifting. And that's really where there's more than enough room for the SPD money meets and advances because these guys need to have that.
Mm-hmm.
The avenues. You got guys like Delaney Walls, two-time world champ, might not be going to Worlds again. What are we talking about? Or guys like Taylor freaking Atwood, who like, what if Taylor doesn't go to Worlds again? What if Russ doesn't go to freaking Worlds? Are you telling me we're not going to see Russ? Like,
It's
of course, there's room for these meets for people, right? They just gotta. I just hope they work together, at least scheduling wise, and be like, we got so much talent stuck in the U.S. Let's give
mm-hmm.
them something.
I think it's crazy how like those weight class like 83s and 93s think of it that way. It's just like there's a chance. I hope it does happen. There's a chance Jamar won't ever have a squat world record just because he can't make it to
Shame.
world.
No, sir. Listen, he needs to go to North Americans. I know that's even hard because you got to beat
Exactly.
Russ. You got to beat
Exactly.
Russ. Like Russ went to North Americans. Russ is like, you're going to take my spot, or you got to beat Gavin. Gavin did 900 at North Americans. Like even going to North Americans for an American is like easier said than done. Like you don't have a lot of avenues where, yeah, I know what
It's
you mean.
crazy because it would be different if it was only two lifters going against each other, right? Like it's like, oh, this person could go to Worlds and okay, I got second. I can still go to NAPFs and break world records, maybe get a Sheffield in, but I can get there that way, right? But for the 93s and 83s, it's like you could have your best meet ever and then get third, and you have to wait a whole nother year to try it again. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you, it's nuts enough. If you look at 93, there's like Heiko, Petrie, Gavin, Russ, Will Ball, and then Jamar. And Jamar's, and so for Jamar, it's like, I've seen people in comments. Some people said exactly what you said. It's a shame if he can't, if he never gets to Worlds to break that world record. And some people are like, tell him to go to NAPS. My friend, did you hear the murderer's row I just said? This getting an NAPF team spot is still insane. Like it's not that easy. Yeah,
Like
I'll just
people
bump
aren't
up
saying like people aren't saying I'm gonna try to shoot for world. There's other people saying I'm gonna try to shoot for the NAPF spot. That's
100%.
how crazy we're talking. We're talking like, yeah, there's a top and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna aim for this instead. And that's still hard. And most people are trying to just do that. So it's crazy, man. I don't understand. I love seeing it every year. I can't wait to. I wish I could go to nationals and watch the 93s. That's gonna be, but it definitely will be on my TV though. No matter what time it is, I'm gonna be watching
Wait,
it.
Will Ball versus Ross versus every freaking all these other guys. Here's one thing what I think is if you're gonna do a money meet like this, whether it's like SPD advances or whatever other money meets within the US for these gentlemen that aren't making it to those world slots, they gotta try to get, if possible, I don't know what's out there, an NAPF sanction so there can be world records that go down. And if
Mhm.
they can get world records done, forget about now we're talking. Now we're talking about a third option for guys like
Mhm.
Jamar, for guys like, and some of these and whatever SPD or Advances or whomever will be like, we're bringing in Jamar because people want to see him take a world record. That's
Mhm.
800 pounds. People want whatever. Insert what it is. Um, it might be possible. I'm not entirely sure how the sanctioning for an NAPF meet is, but you gotta think there's got to be some avenues we could do this. Just get the sanction. They're
It
doing stuff like this
has
in
to be
Europe.
some. I wish we had like, because I know another route would be like the Arnold UK. They have that and they can break world records in it.
Yes,
But
yes,
like
exactly.
There haven't been Americans that gone to that though. No, I don't think they've been offered to go to that. So it's like you have meets like that where it's kind of like you could try to send someone there. I don't know if they have to like message someone and be like, hey, like I live for Powerlifting America, it's IPF. So I know this is like an international meet. Can I get involved somehow, or does my federation have to be involved? Like I don't know. Like can I lift unattached? I don't like what Ilya does, right? Ilya lifts unattached, correct? Because that's how he can break world records.
Um, that's a good question. Yeah, oh, well, here's another thing. I think about I should have Ilya on the podcast at some point
Yeah.
and ask him about everything, like what's going on, the future, etc. But it is a good question. But here's something else. Okay, you're making a lot of good points. I don't see why an American couldn't go over there. I know Americans go to like silent worker and whatnot and get invited. You
Mhm.
should go to silent worker sometime. Let me know if you do. But I know Americans can go there, so I don't see why it should be an issue for an American going over there. Furthermore, I think as competitions keep popping up and start pushing each other to start leveling up and figure something out, this is where some money meat is going to be pushing extra hard, trying to get some kind of sanctioning, trying to get some things pushed, lobbying for things because they're gonna feel like we got to level up.
Mhm.
Our meat, we need world records to fall, and that's going to be well, Nanzo would have broke that world record right there if
Mhm.
Avances was. SBD might be breaking world records right there if they were. Wow, I mean Bob looks poised to do the 120 world record. All these things might start happening if they could start. They just somebody's going to figure it out. The
Mhm.
pressure, there's more and more people watching, and you want to keep getting bigger every single year. Can't do the same thing every year. Somebody's going to cross that line and be like, you know how we do a level up? All of these Americans that could be breaking world records that'll never sniff a world championship or an APFs, we're going to bring it home. We're going to put it right in Austin. We're going to put it right in wherever the hell insert. And I don't know. It'll happen. Time. We're getting closer, anyways.
Like I love it. The rate I think we're asking for it is crazy, but like I feel like everything's changed in such like a small amount of time. I was listening to the podcast with you and Panna, and y'all were talking about eras. And it's like, yeah, I feel like the era of Russ and Taylor and like I feel like the Russ versus Sean Nori thing was like just yesterday. I feel like that was just yesterday.
How did you feel about the conversation? Because I got. Do you agree with that was an era and it feels like that era has passed? What was your take on that? What do you think the era was?
Well, I guess I feel like I hate to say it, but I feel like the transition probably was the USAPL IPF split. I feel like that's the era that it just ended. Because after Taylor left, I was there, but I still feel like the vibe was different between like USAPL and then PA when PA was there. I feel like it was just different things as in general. But I think like after everyone switched over that next year, I feel like it was like a new era began, and it's like all right, well, I crossed over, and then after that, Joey B crossed over, and then Russ crossed over at that point as well. And then but there was like the era where just Russ got beat when he came back, right? So it was kind of like a all right, well, he moved up and now he's doing his own thing. So that's a different era. But it was like he was winning for so long and it was part of that era. And Taylor was winning for so long and it was part of that era. And then it was like the half Jesus, half Ray era. And like where Ray basically passed the torch to Jesus. And it was just all these other, like I know you guys talked about Jessica Butner. I remember like Chloe talking about Jessica Butner whenever we were in college together. Like
Mm.
it's crazy that like those people, like you said, are still here, but it's different people in different spots. And I feel like it's changed completely. Like there was no Sheffield back then. There was no big meat. Worlds wasn't how Worlds was back then. I remember when I went to my first Worlds, it wasn't like the Worlds that's right now. Like people would have like there was no music. It was silent, quiet. No one's making any noises. No one's clapping. You get shh for clapping or something or being excited at Worlds at that point, you know? So
Super clap. Excuse me. Trying to
um
enjoy this.
Like right, exactly. So I do think it's a new era right now, and it's crazy to think that a lot of people don't know about that era because powerlifting is so like relevant.
I agree with when me and Penna were talking about it. So there was like the pre-shutdown COVID era, like 2000, like 16, 17, 18, 19, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Jesse Norris was in the mix, and this is like the Brett Gibbs.
Hmm.
Brett Gibbs was the guy, Russ versus Gibbs, Atwood versus Shell, like
Hmm.
that era was. And I mean, King of Lifts didn't look the same, and you were
Hmm.
on it. Like everything was different at that point. Everything felt different, looked different. The podcasts were all different, different major people. And then the shutdowns happened. We came out of shutdowns. 2021 USAPL and IPF split. And for the first couple of years, like everything was a little different. And but the major names that popped up, Russ was at the first 2021 Worlds, but like Penna, Leah, Turbo all won. And
Hmm.
before the lockdown, they weren't winning, they weren't in the mix like that. After the lockdown, people like that from Europe, but there's other Europeans, etc., like had risen. Okay. And Taylor was Taylor did what he did 2021, and Jesus. This is like the Ray era was before the lockdowns. After lockdowns, we're now in Jesus era. So there's those guys,
Hmm.
and obviously like Jesus is still there, and Taylor's an 83. They're not like whatever, but that felt. Do you think that we've crossed into a new era right now? Like me and Penna were saying, what was happening over there? What was happening at that time? Whatever it was doesn't feel quite the same right now. We have new characters right now, and it's a stitch different. You were around for all of it, and like there still is some people, it's not a full different cast. But is it? Are we? Have we entered a new era? Like right after Lithuania, at Lithuania, or or do you think we're still in the same era and we're overthinking it?
No, yeah, yeah. I think it's changed completely because I agree. I think that it's crazy to see that things have changed so much. And I think the people who have been around for long, so I know Russ talks about this all the time. Like he was around back then with Brett Gibbs and like I wasn't watching them back then, but like I didn't know about the 83s, but I knew about the 74s. And like I remember Taylor like just sweeping worlds all the time. I remember when Blake LaHoo was trying to pull to beat Taylor after every competition, man. Like people don't even know who that is right now. That's crazy to
Oh
me. Like,
yeah,
like I remember I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm trying to chase, like I wasn't trying to chase Taylor at that point. I was trying to chase Blake. So it's kind
oh
of
really?
like
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy where it's like these people are still here, but no one besides like Russ, Taylor, Panna. I'm trying to think of someone else. Like I remember when like Kimberly Walford was winning like all the time, dude. Like Jen
yeah,
Thompson was around, like
yeah.
these all these names, and now they're just like there's new people all the time. And I think I guess I'm happy to be in this spot because I guess I know longevity now at this point. But it's crazy to think that like you're right, like you said, there's new characters. It's like there's new things, there's new people, there's powerlifting's different in all types of ways. I remember powerlifting really wasn't big on social media and like you had first started and like no one's people were just barely posting things and now it's like an art style, a craft. People use that for marketing for competitions. Like you get flown out places to do things for marketing for things
Mm.
on Instagram now. Like that wasn't a huge thing before. So yeah,
Have
man,
you
it's
do you
crazy.
do you pay attention at all to untested? I don't know if you untested it like for a long time was not in a great place. But now all of a sudden some weird stuff's happening. Like there's talk of like with abs, you have John Hack was there, and Larry Wheels is talking about coming back. And
Mm,
I don't know, nothing's been announced, confirmed, but he said something in his stories, and then Abs did a thing with Larry Wheels talking about like, or Larry, what do you guys think about Larry Wheels coming back? And then in the comments section, like we already know Steffi Cohen's back and competing, and then she's commenting in there. And then all of a sudden it's like, what year is this? What's happening right now? And I don't know, like I'm just bringing this up because eras in terms of untested, it was back in the way back though, but like
mhm,
2019 before lockdowns is really when untested peaked. When you had like Dan Green, Larry
mhm.
Wheels, Steffi Cohen, Marianne Gasparine, like though that was their era. Like Dan Bell was still around and blah blah blah. I don't know if they're going to have a resurgence or whatever, but it's weird seeing these old names. That was their golden era for
Yeah.
untested, is before the lockdowns, around 2018, 19, etc.
Yeah, these
And
names where
it's,
you haven't heard of. It's like, did you see that that Brett Gibbs signed up for a comp? Did you see that? He's competing
dude,
randomly.
dude, 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 dude. You had for a second, my heart just dropped, and I wasn't ready for that. You can't do this, man. But yeah, but it would be that. It literally would be like if people know who, like, it would be like Brett Gibbs is coming back. It's like what? Oh, and the final wild card for Sheffield is announced. Brett Gibbs. If we drop that, listen, if SPD drops that, I'm dying. I'd be like, stop it. Yeah, this is crazy.
I'll be like, I'm not competing. He must have my spot. He's taking my spot because
Yeah,
I'm watching it.
I'd be like,
I'm watching it.
what? What? That's insane. Which would be an absolutely phenomenal idea if you
Hmm.
like called it the last wild card is called unfinished business, and you bring back one legend. And
Hmm.
guess what? For the stadium, we tracked down Jesse Norris. How you like that for 93? Let's, like, it'd be like, are you kidding me? Yeah. He's been training low key for 6 months, and he's going to be at the second Sheffield of 2026. So get
Like
ready.
everything's just gonna turn black in the stadium, and then it's gonna light red,
Yeah.
and then Chance
Yeah.
Mitchell is gonna walk out. Mitchell
Oh,
is gonna
stop. Well, again, now you gone too far. Chance Mitchell. Can you believe it? Chance, he comes through like a professional wrestler, breaks through. Everyone's like, I do the Joe Rogan meme where I'm like grabbing my co-commentators, like, what? Stop. But I shit you not, my friend. They're not gonna get Chance Mitchell. But if if they did, like, not for this SBD, but if for this Sheffield, but if somebody pulled that off, if
Mhm.
somebody reached out to one of them and be like, how much do we got to do to make this worth it for you? How much? What are we talking?
Mhm.
If to bring you back, and we'll let you drop that, eventually, man, people are gonna go nuts. People would like, it'd be huge talk. Just one wild card, one old school wild card every event. And Sheffield's difficult due to the perimeters around it. But even if it's an SBD Austin or whatever,
Mhm.
one of these money meets a silent worker. Gather your money, get your euros together, and somebody, you're gonna have to fly out to New Zealand because my man is not answering DMs anymore. You gotta like corner him. You gotta figure out where he lives. You gotta hire a private eye. You gotta really get in, but you gotta get him back.
Yeah.
Somebody or
No,
Jesse
yeah.
Norris.
You gotta do like the like whenever Silent Worker did the did Agatha, and she just had the cloak on, and she just threw it off. Everyone was like, "What is
I was,
Agatha?"
yeah, dude. This is what they could do with Silent Worker. They don't give a shit. They're like, whatever. I told you about the time Leah was working Leah's kitchen, selling items out of it, and she was watching. And she said ahead of time to Penda, like, "No, I don't want to lift. I'm not ready for it." She just didn't. She missed weight at 2022 Worlds, and she was not having. She wasn't in a good place. She's like, "Nah, I'll help out the event. I'll cook and everything, but I don't want to lift or whatever." He's like, "Fine, whatever." By the time bench rolled around, she took off her apron, drove home, got her SBD belt and her singlet, came back in time for deadlifts and said, I want to lift. And I'm like, holy fuck, really? Can we do this? Can you just jump in? And
Is
like
this
France, the
okay?
French Federation's like, yeah, we can. And it's like, well, let's play. The ball's in play. So
Oh
I
my
jumped
God.
onto the table, mic in hand, and I go, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special announcement. And everyone's like, Keska fuck? And I go, Leah Bavois. And everyone's like, what? And Leah walks out with like the Leah Bavois walk, and the crowd goes crazy, like 600 people. It's nuts, man. So, anyways, if all that to say, there are events that if you could track down one or two of these people, keep it under your hat. Don't let nobody know. Keep that
Mhm.
wild card a wild card and drop that shit like it's hot and watch the internet die. The powerlifting community goes nuts. But
Mhm.
because you brought back an OG that
Well,
everyone thought was gone.
speaking of wild cards, who you think getting the wild cards? I already know who's. I mean, like I know in my head who's getting one. There's no way they don't get it.
Okay. Um, I'm too close to both events. I can't really say because I might already know. And I
Oh,
can't.
okay, okay,
So
okay,
so
okay, okay,
so.
okay.
But let me hear what you're saying. Let me hear what you're saying.
I feel like Taylor has to get one.
Oh Lord.
I just feel
So
like he has.
tell me about it. Tell me about it. Why do you think Taylor? He's an OG. He's a lovely pick.
I can't give you a major reason. I mean, it's Taylor. I think he's close. I feel like his train, bro, he just benched 220.
That's crazy. Yeah, his bench is popping off.
Like he just benched. I think he's like his deadlifts have been looking good too. Like I'm thinking he's in that 360 plus range. Like I'm thinking he's squatting like 320 plus. I'm thinking it's there for the taking. So I just want to see I want to see him there. Like I have to. Like it would be great. I don't know who the other person would be. Um, but no, yeah, I
And
think
you and
that would
Taylor
be.
on the same platform would be wild as shit too.
I know we haven't freaking competed against each other since 2021. It's been a while,
That's
man.
crazy.
It's
That's
been a
crazy. I mean, it's
while.
not really that's a storyline for OGs too, because the youngins coming in probably won't even know what's the significance of any of this, which is
No,
fine. That's
no,
fine.
yeah,
That's the
but
way it is. But
I do want to see Taylor lift though too, because I mean I haven't. Last time I saw him compete was at that Worlds, and I mean that Nationals, and that Nationals was a terrible Nationals for me. I was like kind of like hurt going into it anyway, so I was like not watching him, but I just want to see him compete again, man. It was nice seeing him compete at I watched the was it Scary Strong when he first came back after his injury? Yeah. I
oh
watched that
yeah,
one. It looked super exciting for him. So I just can't wait to watch that. But I guess we'll see. SBD Austin, man. I'm excited for that meet, man. I can't
I don't know. I
that
don't know if they've announced who my co-commentators are, but even that is wild.
hmm
So I can't say. But I'm going to tell you, even the people I'm commentating with is newsworthy. Let alone, let alone like the wild cards, which is going to be wild, for lack of a
mm
better term. And then the competition itself is going to be amazing. And I'm glad, yeah, just like see everybody all over again.
Do they announce the wild cards with the reserves, or do the reserves come later? I forgot
That's a good question. Not entirely sure, young man.
because I want to
I'll
know those
find
too.
out. What's that? Sorry.
I want to know those too. Then, if that's the
You
case.
need to, because I tell you what, people sneak in. Penna did. Penna got the call, and he's like, and he answered the call. Let's do it. Like you do it for the experience. I remember talking to Penna about it, and he's like, humming and hawing. He's like, I'm in shape, not top end shape. I'm not going to hit a PR, but I'm not going to embarrass myself either. He's like, but he's like, with the Sheffield, all eyes on you. So he's like, what do you think? And we're just talking about it, and I know he's going to do it anyways, but I know he's just, what it's like if you're like, shit, I just don't want to not be top end, not have a great performance, and then hear people coming at me. But in the
hmm
end of the day, it's like, but how do you say no to Sheffield? Who knows if this opportunity ever comes around again? You never know. But he was, I mean, you're going like, it's can't believe in leading into it. Um, he was like, I think I'm going to make it to Sheffield. I remember him saying, like, I think I'm going to make it all the way. As soon as he became a reserve, he's like, I don't know. I just got a weird feeling. It's like, who
hmm
knows, man? If it's destiny, it is what it is. I remember, like, you got to know the reserves. Every
Yeah.
year somebody gets hurt. Wasn't Mo a reserve, I believe, the first year from Britain? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
been a couple of
100%. Yeah.
times a reserve's made it to Sheffield. A
hmm
reserve is on the reserve list and made it all the way. And also, one of the greatest reserve stories of all time. One year in 2024, Shell was a reserve at Sheffield. 2025, Shell is a champion of Sheffield.
hmm
And that is a great, everyone loves that kind of. First year I came here, I was sitting in the crowd watching, just, I was a reserve, just hoping let me play. I was on the bench. I was on the bench. It just let me in the game. I want to play. I want to. He got the greatest seats in the house to watch what these other people got. And I mean, it is an amazing performance. But as an athlete, you're like, God, if I could do anything to get onto that stage. Next year up, he's not only on the stage, he's winning the whole flipping tournament. What a freaking turnaround story that is.
Flip the page on me real quick. I was like, what? All right.
Yeah, yeah. Let me flip the script real quick. Like, but in terms of like reserves, you're right. The reserve is it's even the reserve is a it's a discussion point that matters. And if you get that reserve, stay ready.
I will say this for the people who are already in Sheffield or reserve or the wild cards, whenever if you do it, listen to this or hear this, go no matter what. Don't drop
Oh,
out.
listen to
Don't
me.
drop out. Go.
Listen,
Like 'cause from someone
listen
who
to me.
like was super hurt, and I was like, I don't want to go and embarrass myself. My wife was like, "You're going." Um, it's it's worth it, dude. Like it's the experience will be the best experience you've had in powerlifting. You will finally feel like a pro athlete. I will say that. Like it's 100% worth it. Like it's there's nothing else like it. There won't be anything else like it for a while. From the travel to the food to the stadium to the environment to the people you're around to what you get to do, what you get the tour and stuff like that. Like it's amazing. It's amazing experience. It's crazy that to be a part of it. So I say by all means, unless someone's dying or you literally cannot, not like can't, like I don't know if I can, but if you literally physically cannot, you have to do it no matter what. I don't care. I don't care if you like you think you're only gonna get your openers, go. Go and only get your openers, dude. It's worth it.
Yeah, like Emil definitely went 1 year and was under 100%, but he as a 93, you never know if you're going to make it again. It's so stacked. And then he ended up coming back and podiuming and blah blah blah. But so he ended up coming back anyways. Even as the reserve, though, I would tell you, even if you were a reserve, you don't want to miss this. A
Mhm.
being there, there's something about being at an event. If it's a mass, it's the biggest 1 day event we have in the sport, bar none, period. That's not even questionable. And being there amongst the community is massive. The biggest event, and you get invited. And not only are you there and you have prime seats, and you've been at major events, being able to hang out with people that you've seen like all over the world, some people you've only get to see on social media, now you're face to face and talking amongst your peers, a fellow one percenters. It's a phenomenal experience. The meet and greet, they post you up at a meet and greet. Your fans get to see you. I remember talking to Penna before he actually got in and saying, you know what, even if you don't end up getting in, your fans get to see you. You will have people who have flown there. Sure, they wish they could have watched you on the platform, but they get to meet you. The meet and greet is you. I don't got to tell you, it's wildest,
Mhm.
massive lineups. And if you're reserved, you're still involved in meet and
Yes.
greets. You're still at the meet. You're involved in the photo shoots and all the like. You're a part of this competition and
Mhm.
be available. Be available for people who bought tickets. Be available for a sponsor that's going to fly you in and post you up and enjoy yourself. When you have to compete, there's a stress to it that you can't necessarily be present at all times because it's almost lingering. Tomorrow I compete. In 2 days I compete. Where's my body weight, etc. If you're just there as a reserve, when you're unless somebody misses weight or something really goes sideways, someone gets injured at the last second, close enough to the event, you're not going to be competing. Then you really just turn on into like just enjoy yourself, man. This is
Yes.
it's
Literally.
such a good time. It is such a phenomenal time. Be it. You'll
Yeah.
always
And you're also like you're a bonus. You're not like something that's like, oh well, I'm just there. Like you said, like people are gonna be like, oh, I get to go because I get to see this person lift, this person lift, this person lift. And yeah, the person that I like, one of my favorite lifters aren't competing, but I still get to see them too. Like that's like another
of
reason for them
course.
to want to buy a ticket and want to go and pay for this. It's not like you're not there and it's not like a participation trophy, bro. This is not a participation trophy. You made it here. Like you can still
Yeah.
compete. You're still getting the benefits and everything, man. It's an experience that like it could not be here forever. You could either not make it or they might not even have Sheffield anymore. Like
Anything
like
can happen.
anything can happen.
Dude, I remember the first Sheffield, me and Taylor walking down the street, and some kids, I say kids, they're like 18, 19-ish, I think, were across the street. And this is the first Sheffield. So everything's crazy bonkers. And they're walking down the street of Sheffield. They look across the street and they see me and Taylor, and I see these kids geeking out, going, "Holy shit! there's King of the Lifts and Taylor Atwood just walking down the street together.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, of course we are. It's not a big deal. But they're like, for them, they're people who bought tickets and they're like, holy shit. Like, Perk, if you showed up, you're going to be a part of everything. Like, you're not going to be a reserve. Let's say you're reserve. Fuck it. You're doing the meet and greet, you're doing all that. You're just there. There's going to be 3,000 powerlifting nuts. In the second Sheffield of 2026, there'll be 5 to 6,000 powerlifting nuts all in town, and them seeing you, even if they know you're not competing, you just being there, they'll be like, I fucking, we got to go to Sheffield because we get to meet Perk, we get to see Perk, we get to blah blah blah. For sure, of course, man, of course, man. And yeah. So, anyways, let alone you could end up being like some of these other lifters that were reserves. I think Bobby Butters also was a reserve that ended up competing. There's every year somebody's
Mhm.
getting in. So you
Yeah,
say
someone
yes.
someone's gonna fall out. Someone is going to fall. It hasn't been a year yet where it hasn't happened. So someone is going to fall out at some point. Sick of that.
Don't
Stick
be
it out.
above it. Don't be above. Don't like. It's a blessing because all this is coming to an end before you know it.
Yeah, be prepared to take a lot of pictures and sign a lot of things because that meet and greet, people are gonna come up to you. Everyone's gonna come up to you.
Yeah.
It's after you compete too, you're gonna be tired. It's gonna be nice. It's like pre-workout again. You get to talk to so many people. It's so fun. You get to meet. It's like I didn't know I was tired just a couple minutes ago. And it's like because everyone's nice. They want to meet you. They want to have a good conversation. They want to ask you for advice. Like this is something that these people have been looking forward to. They spent an excess amount of money to come see you, just to watch you. Like it means a lot to people, even if you're a reserve, man. Like just getting to see you and experience, because like you're there, man.
Here's another thing. Don't take for granted the fact that people will line up to see you and take pictures with you because in like 5, 10 years or what, there'll be a point in your life where nobody is.
Hmm.
Nobody. This is all going to come to an end at some point. It's right now. Right now, you have fans that'll fly in and line up in a queue for their moment to tell you how much they look up to you and take a picture with you and shit. And that's all going to come to an end at some point. And you'll look back and you'll think it's crazy if you're reserved and you scoffed at that. What I'm going to do the meet and greet, I'm going to do whatever. And when you're like 40 and no one gives a shit, and you're doing your thing. I mean, this not no one gives a shit, but when you're past it,
Yeah.
you're gonna look back and be like, can you believe there's a point in time where people would line up in the queue just to take a picture, have a poster, I had a poster beside the whole nine, and I just said, yeah, no thanks, and now like,
That's so
nah,
wild. That's so
we'll
wild.
fly you out, we'll do this, nah. Now you could come to the banquet. We had a banquet inside of a fucking castle, and it was amazing. And you
Mhm.
drink and eat and be jolly like a king and all that. Nah, I will fly you in, treat you like a king, have people line up just to fucking be in your presence. Nah, but that's Saturday, and I got some a football game on the watch, and dog in 20 years, 25 years, you're gonna be telling your kids, like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I can't believe anybody would ever line up to see me. No, I can't believe anybody would ever line up. I can't ever picture another time when it's gonna happen again. I don't know.
Well, it's like I said, it's great, man. I can't wait for it again. It's gonna be great. The only thing is just with Tamara, I gotta make sure she's okay. That'll be my like the only thing I'm worried about the competition, make sure the baby's okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm like everything else is fine. All right, she's good. We're good. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Let's go.
Is she
But
can she travel yet?
yeah, we just went and got our passport a couple days ago.
I have passports.
Passport,
That's adorable.
3 month old
Dude,
passport.
that's crazy.
No, yeah, well, I was like, it's crazy. You're about to go out of the country. You know, the first time when I was out of the country, I was like 20 years old. You're 3 years
Dude,
old. We're taking you out of the country.
crazy. In like, is a passport good for like 3 weeks because they change so quickly?
No, it's like until you feel like they don't look the
Then
same.
okay, because I got a passport as an adult. Our passports last for 10 years. You know how
Hmm.
crazy you'd be? Picture this. If you got a 10-year passport when this kid's 20 months and this some fucking 10-year-old's like, what the hell is like 10-year-old shows a passport? Yeah, okay. My dad bought me a fucking 10-year passport when I was one. What do you want from me? It's me. Take my word for it. I can't believe they pushed it through. I can't believe this is a legal document. But here we are. It's an awkward conversation. I'm going to Sheffield. But
No, yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's crazy though that she's gonna come with me. I can't wait for her to see it. She'll be a little bit more conscious, so maybe she'll be excited to see me lift then. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think around 6 months they start like trying to say mom and dad a little bit or make noises towards it. So maybe she'll be a little bit more conscious. It'll be great. Like I said, can't wait for my wife to handle me. That's gonna be amazing. It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
great. She did great at
Yeah, they
Avancus too.
Powerlifting America did clip that. Did you
Yeah.
see?
Mm-hmm.
That's
No,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, she did really good. The only thing Joe really did was like calculations wise, and we'll have like someone else do the calculations, but like number calling was spot on for everything. She turned the numbers in, turned the attempts in and everything. Joe
Mm.
was just there to help her with numbers and be like, all right, what do we need? So she didn't have to like worry about handling me and watching stuff at the same time. So like basically what a co-coach does. So I can't wait for it. She's not nervous at
Dog,
all.
dog, dog, dog. What if she's got to approach the jury?
She's gonna
That
go
would be
challenge
amazing. She
it.
comes in, she challenges you. That's bullshit. You're like, no, let it go, baby. I ain't gonna let that shit go. I'm not
That's
shit.
her.
But look, nah, the hell we are.
She,
Like,
she she
I
throws
would
the
love it,
$100
Sheffield.
at him. She's like, take
Yeah, that's right. Let me talk to you. Let me
it.
talk to you. Like if at Sheffield she does that, I would also love if like 3 days out she just throws Joe's fucking attempts aside. She goes, "Oh bullshit, I got this." I went over his numbers and he doesn't believe.
I was like, we're not.
You're like, yeah,
She's like, she's
we're
like
not following this weak game plan. Hey, you're like,
340. She's
what?
like 340,
Settle.
360 today. 360.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
going crazy.
You're like, babe, it's going to your head. What's going on? You're challenging everything. You're a crazy person right now. You guys
She's
don't
like, I got
understand it.
faith. We're doing this. No matter what, whatever we put on is gonna be enough.
That's right. Just do your job. I'll do mine with all due respect. You execute, I make the game. You're like, all right, easy, easy. Unlock the monster here.
Whatever whatever
Yeah,
you
whatever you
Captain.
say. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But agreed, sir. Agreed. Listen, thank you for coming on the podcast, my friend. We got to do this again. Freaking, you're going to be a monthly podcast now because
Yeah.
you just came on last month, man. I looked and said, when's the last time we had Perk on here? Freaking, it was early October. I dropped it October 3rd. We're still in October, man. Also, happy Halloween, by the way. But
Oh no, yeah. That's tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. I can't wait for it.
freaking but thank you for coming on the podcast, my man. Much appreciated. We easily crushed 2 hours. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Gotta have you back on again. Obviously Sheffield's right around the corner, but even towards the year end, let's talk, my man.
Like
Let's talk.
I wanna do a podcast with you and Matt or something like that. Let's do like when you guys, you, Matt, Eric, like I want to do one of those that you
Oh,
guys
that's
do.
that's a sports. That's a little more. You don't necessarily want a silly one. You want like a let's get in for a debate on
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I want
got
to
you,
be like I
fam.
want to be on like rating the meats of the year or something like that, or like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want to be
yeah.
on one like that. Put me on one like that.
100%. 100%. I'm game. I'll throw up a group chat and because we have I do the ones with like a bunch of fellas for some holiday ones. I do obviously the sports science ones with like Kedrick and Eric, but those fellas got PhDs and I swear to God I shouldn't be in on
No,
those, but
yeah, I don't want to be in that. You
I'm
can
just
keep those. You can keep
I
those.
am I'm like I don't need to be here, but I'm gonna I'll keep moving. And then we have good powerlifting ones with like Matt, Eric, and yeah, we could get into some for sure. Let's figure something out. We'll throw it together, buddy.
I got
I'll
you.
pull you in.
Appreciate you.
But congratulations. Still the pound for pound king. I look forward to seeing you at in SPD Austin, and then we'll hang out, take some pics. Look forward to seeing you at SBD Sheffield. USA Nats, Worlds. We're going to be seeing a lot of each other, probably
Sure.
Sheffield all over again. We'll be bumping in. I'm going to see your daughter grow, for God's sake. But
Yeah, basically,
yeah,
basically.
right? That's crazy. It's crazy. But much appreciated, my friend. I appreciate you coming on. And for everybody listening, as per usual, please do subscribe, give us high ratings. And until next time, six pack Lapadat, six up, and we are out.